When I started my career in tech, it was incredibly challenging to get the kind of opportunities that excited me. But now the tools are readily available, and the opportunities are only limited by your imagination. What a time to be alive. In creating in mixed reality, you can make anything you want in mixed reality and place it anywhere. Mixed reality, it shows you the world and allows you to add your magic to it if you open yourself up to your imagination. But being able to create anything can be daunting. And with mixed reality, instead of starting with that blank piece of paper, you're now starting with a blank 3D cube. It's like 6 times more terrifying. This talk is aimed at helping aspiring mixed reality developers like you avoid that terror. Here's the goal. After learning just 3 rules, you can start at the middle, not the base, of the very steep mixed reality developer learning curve. Here are those 3 rules we created to ramp our Peridot mobile augmented reality team into the wild, wild west of mixed reality. The first, get in the device. It's by far the easiest and fastest way for you and your team to learn. The second, touch is greater than text. This removes the friction between your message and your audience. And the third, choose magic. You will wow your audience and turn them into fans. Fantastic. Let's dig into why we need to get into the device. I'm always going for the wow factor. Looking at someone who has just used my product, I want them to be wide-eyed and sometimes a little sweaty, but always smiling. And honestly, it's really hard to smile when you're reading a product requirements document or PRD, right? Well, it's a good use of time to document your goals, your user stories, success criteria, key performance indicators, etc. Documents are not where innovation happens in mixed reality. After a PRD, most teams design using storyboards. A storyboard is a board. It's 2-dimensional. It cannot represent what a player consumes in mixed reality. Using what you already know about development will actually hinder you. It will take you far longer to get to the wow factor. You need to develop differently and iterate in the device, not in the editor, not on videos, in the device, period. Here is an example from Hello Dot. It's an early access experience available right now on Meta Quest 3. What you're looking at is a wonderfully crafted tile from a storyboard. We followed our normal mobile game development process. We spent a few weeks laying out the first-time user experience. At first, we thought this was how your Peridot would look. It's a standard pick one of 3 options. It's beautifully designed and rendered, and it's a common paradigm on 2D screens. So, what was the issue? Well, it wasn't fun, and it was confusing. And furthermore, because there are 3 Peridots, players saw them not as 3 different options, but as 3 buddies. We didn't realize it was confusing in mixed reality, where buddies feel far more real. And I'm sure we could have polished this to be more intuitive, but instead we threw it away. Most importantly, we lost weeks of opportunities. Well, we tuned a flow that worked in 2D, but it never really landed in 3D. So, what did work? After some brainstorming, our art lead built a 3D asset of a paint bucket, of all things. Then we started iterating on it in the device. And you know what? We never went back to using the storyboard. Using this method, the time from ideation to in the player's hands was less than 4 weeks. If you remember, it took us weeks to build the storyboard. And with this approach, we were not prepping to build, we were building it. and doing it so much faster. We have spent so much of our lives on a computer where there are buttons and icons to be clicked. In mixed reality, though, seeing your own hands in the context of the real world changes things. It's an entirely different game. You have near infinite amount of directions you can go in MR. Let's get you running towards a destination. Think like a child. A child touches everything. Start there. Kids don't read, they grab. You may be tempted to go to rows of buttons, create new and exciting icons, but I encourage you to consider touch is greater than text. We've never had the ability to create something out of thin air, and now is the time to experiment with skipping the boring 2D stuff and running right into the action. We didn't tell players how to use Hello Dot. Why create a menu? If you hand a player a ball, chances are they're going to throw it. Everyone says the same thing after trying mixed reality. It feels so real. Is it magic? Yes. Yes, it is. If you have a decision to make, choose magic as the solution. Usually, when you build a 2D game, polish comes at the end. But in mixed reality, polish is the feature set. Build your weirdest ideas, and you will mystify your audience. For example, we needed a way to store accessories and other top secret items for our next big Peridot product launch. In most games, this is called an inventory system. It's usually a grid with sorting and searching. We thought, how can we make storing stuff magical? Well, our art director sketched a number of different vending machine contraption concepts as a novel way to keep small things in order. She chose one, and the very next week, we had a rough 3D contraption, a nautical vending machine in our game. We knew this was a great concept because our normal session time of 3 to 5 minutes became 17 minutes. People were having a ball. It is incredibly satisfying to turn a wheel and stuff pops out. Is there a 2D way to capture this? No. Instead of grouping items with text, we chose the far greater option. Magical contraption, heavy on touch. As you're thinking about bringing your great idea to mixed reality, take a page from Peridot. We aim to bring dots to life, starting with sketching out moments of joy with our own pets, building them together as a team in the device. With today's technology, you can build touchable magic that reaches right into the heart of your players and customers. So get into your devices and build some magic. What a time to be alive! I can't wait to play your ideas. Thank you.